Do you want to save the bike?
We'll save the bike.
Okay.
We'll move on to the bike next. It's more heavily involved with Captain My Bottom.
Right, we're talking about.
And I can explain
Madam
in
Poor.
detail the trip back. Oh my god. Anyway, back to... So, as I mentioned last episode, I would assume we didn't even say hi this one, fuck it. As I mentioned last episode, I brought my car, and he didn't because he didn't have one at the time. So he and I were already, it was probably already gonna be like that, you know, just trading off driving, even if he did bring his car. We went everywhere together. Everything together. For butts. That's how it works. However, I also ended up running them to Walmart and shit, which was, in retrospect, not all that far from the dorms.
Right? It seemed so much farther the first time.
A lot of midnight runs. A lot of them. For pickle bites. Anyway.
Big bites. I got the final sword, and it's the greatest thing in the world. Whoa!
Neat.
Issue with this, I take one hit, one damage, knocks it back down to level 2.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Ouch. Anyway.
And we're gonna switch out of it, actually.
So, I mentioned that, like, you know, I'd have to run them places to say this. Dear, oh, poor was kind of a dick.
He wasn't that bad, he was kind of an alright dude, fuck him.
The more I think about it, because I actually interacted with him a little bit, unbeknownst to her, he's kind of a dick.
He's kind of a dick.
Oh, I love Janie.
Janie Springs is my girl.
Freaking deadlift. Oh, why do you want this guy dead? He's kind of a dick.
Alright.
Alright.
Okay.
Alright. Oh, okay. What? Anyway, I move on. So, I should mention, she and had met like at a church. You know, they'd known each other for a long time.
That bitch went to church?
Right? And you thought my feet burned a little when I walked in. Whew! At least when I'm bad and as terrible as a person, it's on purpose.
I hope when someone tries to beat her, she turns into a giant
Which
demon.
I guess it would be like...
Get it?
Yeah.
I get my Bibble reference and my Isaac reference.
I got you. I guess by nature, that would make me the worst person because I'm well aware of what I'm doing. It's not just in my nature, flat out. I do it anyway. I'm aware and it's on purpose sometimes. Crap balls.
What?
Oh, you being knocked back down.
I mean, it's not that hard to get back up. Here, it's different on that first one because the floaty jumps.
Anyway, so it's important to mention that he was about like 2 or 3 years ahead of her. Yeah, he was a bit ahead. He was, I think, a junior. He had been there for a year or 2.
This guy.
So they, you know, they were.
They were in love.
He was the only reason she was there.
True.
The only reason that any of this happened.
That bitch.
Fuck him. Douche lord. Why do you have to go to our college? 3 years before. Anyway.
How dare he have the same idea?
We had the idea first. He just acted on it first. Anyway. He had an apartment.
Of course he did.
Yeah, he did. So
More than likely just for the sec. Oh shit!
well, he had a roommate and everything, but
Right.
regardless, I would I never really asked because it never seemed important because I felt pretty secure about it. I also didn't give a shit at the time.
Right.
And not that I'm that bad of a person in relationship, I was just not at that point in my life.
No one would have to think.
It was hectic times. It's a long story. None of us really gave a shit. Whatever, fine. Kind of attitude the whole time. And that angry too was bad. Now that being said, I should mention the dorms were pretty close, but kind of a far walk.
Yes,
So once
I
or
do
twice,
remember that.
I had taken her there, and I never really thought to ask who he was or why. She knew him. I knew she knew him for a long time. I never knew who he was, like, in relation. I just knew that they knew each other. Guessing, like, you know, he was... Cause I knew that they went to church together and they'd known each other for a long time. And, like, I think by that point, she had explained that she once had a crush on him, or she might have told me that when she told me who he was. But I never really knew who he was to her, like, what his significance was. Like, I just thought, you know, friend, blah, blah. You know what I mean.
Right.
Oh, hey, Kirill. I didn't think a whole lot of it. Now...
What the hell?
Oh, Jesus.
I know, the sword is the best thing in the world.
Good God. Yeah, I can see how this would be hard with 5 hearts. Can only one be in the air at a time?
Yes.
Okay.
But as long as you're like right next to it, you're good.
Yeah, you can spam the balls out of it, Mega Man style.
Just... Oh shit, it hurts me.
You're
You're still hurting me. Continue.
So...
Good old...
Good old... It was so, like, quick and... Not like a vomity sound. Like that. It was just compressed and faster.
Oh, shit, I just gotta get in that room. I'm about to die.
Yeah.
Hello, floppy disk.
Yes! Anyway, so I had dropped her off on numerous occasions. Never thought much of it. Seemed like a nice enough dude. Really feminine eyes. Let's go ahead and describe it. It was... I guess at that point I was running around 5'10"-ish. Maybe nearly 6 foot. Had to look me in the collarbones or lower. It was a little guy. Kind of chubby. Not the handsomest dude in the world. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I'm legitimately providing details here. I know what you might think, but it's important to me to just note these things.
My favorite detail is that he wore a Hello Kitty belt.
Yeah, I was
Hello
getting
Kitty
that.
backpack.
He was Filipino. And full to the stereotype. It was awesome. He had the...
Mega Man jump!
Nice!
You have to, unless you have the machine gun.
Oh, wow. He had the, when I met him the first time, he was on campus. Hello Kitty backpack. Later on, I met him at his apartment. Hello Kitty belt. So, both of us were blind and really just unknowing as to who we were.
And what the significance...
Right, on either side of her.
The two
And
were...
I don't even know if she tried that heavily to, like, figure out. We just, was investigated. We just had, like, we were busy with other things at that point. Just not something we happened to investigate, you know what I mean?
Oh, by the way.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Whew! I was not ready for that.
No, no one ever is.
Like the Spanish Inquisition, man.
This one fucking sucks. I gotta kill these
Oh, is it one that you pop the thing and it takes a chunk out? That kind of boss?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. Like a chunk boss, as I call them?
Like the tree.
Yeah. So the second time I met him at his apartment, he had this, like, elatingly bright, almost eye-hurtingly so, bright, Hello Kitty pink backpack. And the Hello Kitty was not, like, tiny and like, oh, that's made by the Hello Kitty people. There was a giant Hello Kitty face on the backpack. That was the majority of this bag. The little zippers were tiny Hello Kitties. It was not even like, you know, ironic or even like, you know, just a fan of it. It was super feminine, like, on top of what it already is. Which was weird. So was the belt buckle. I should mention that it was white and pink. I remember it vividly. Well, good God.
The knife is the blade is the best gun, dude.
I can see that.
You lose the gun for the you lose this thing for the actual best gun in the game.
Oh.
But this is like the best one. You want this one
Yeah.
instead. Because that other gun you trade for this is the one where you can't level it up.
Oh, yeah. This one you have to be careful when you do level it up, and the other one you can't.
But no, this one just sits there. Like you throw it, it's King's Spirit.
Oh, okay.
By the way, I killed the cat, which is Monster X.
Nice.
It's King's Spirit and the sword on the last one, so he flies across the screen, and he sits there and does contact damage.
Right.
My favorite one. I also would rather get a jetpack.
So, poor little...
Never knew.
I didn't know for a good, like, how long did that go on, like, total? Like a month or so? What was our time frame?
October, when you finally broke it off with her.
Yeah.
Because that was when she started being nice to me. I was baffled.
Yeah. And we really never figured out why.
Why she was nice to me?
Yeah.
I think she wanted my dick, dude.
Clearly.
I'm not gonna lie.
Can't blame her. You are just a gorgeous man.
I try.
Do you?
No.
Well, then, I was about to say that it
Oh,
ruins
like
it.
this.
It's all about the effortlessness of attractiveness. Anyway. Later on, obviously, as you may have figured out by now, we found out that was her boyfriend.
Dude's name was Professor Booster.
of 7 years. It was either
7 years.
7 or 3, one of the two. They had known each other a long ass time. So this is the point where she told me she had a crush on him. Blah, 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 you know, they talk, and
That's all she talked about.
because it's important to mention that that comes from my dear friend here.
all she talked about was
All she talked about.
literally the most annoying thing in the world.
Oh my god. And I guess it should have clued us in sooner, but there was no good details there, and it wasn't like with any extra affection. Like, there was no indication.
Also, I didn't like her, so I didn't really give her a chance.
Yeah. Oh, I thought it was hilarious because he would be in the room. We lived there. So she would be between me and him, and over the shoulder, he would. But he would
That
do
might
it
have actually
silently.
been why she didn't like me. That could actually be why.
You never did it out loud behind her.
I know, but you'd laugh and she'd look at me. I'd look away like while she was looking at me, so she knew something was
You know,
like-
I figured she would discount that as just dudes being stupid.
probably, but I don't
Because she
know.
never tried to get the information out of me.
That's true.
But it was the funniest thing. Well, later on, I guess, when they finally see our faces, we'll have to come back to that. We'll have to have somebody remind us and
Right.
come back to the.
Hey,
It's important to note at that point, along with that facial cadence, he had a majestic beard. It was insane. Like, Grizzly Adams and Robin Williams had a baby that had pitch black hair. It was awesome.
Shit, actually.
Oh,
It's still too hot to have one.
touche.
Too much sun.
It was majestic.
It was. Oh shit! I wasn't prepared for him to.
I
fight
guess
me.
we'll let this one run a bit long. Oh my god!
Oh, this is where I get my super missiles. Oops. We're just
Oh,
gonna
okay.
equip the-
So it like perma upgrades at one point.
Yes.
Jesus, that thing like really ruins butthole.
Yep. That's why that's why you lose it real fast. Cause
Yeah, it just it's a boss melter.
yeah.
Um,
This is my Fugs. He caught me in the air. He gave me a blowjob.
Gotcha.
Balrog loves me.
It's important to note.
Important
Anyway.
story fact.
An ultimatum was issued, and I think she ended up sort of choosing him. He had an apartment there, but I should mention that I also drove her there a few times, but not knowing, blah blah blah, because I think she slept there a lot. I never really knew or cared, which makes me sound
According
like a really
to Captain,
apathetic and awful person.
Why
Why bother?
Why bother says she was always there. So
Yeah, all she ever talked about. Even she hated her for it, which might have been why she hated her. Aside from
my super missiles.
aside from me. But I don't even know if they ever knew. But we had dubbed this group. Was it de facto or was it during?
They go actually during. By the way, this chick has a machine gun and she's like my favorite in the world.
Alrighty. We had dubbed them the Super Friends. What with the difference and everything. There was plenty of reason for it. It was awesome. Oh nice, it bounced right over. In terms of interesting, at least one of those things, it's not a whole lot of detail to describe, which we're terrible at stories anyway. Jesus! Those bullets. Anyway, not a whole lot of detail to describe there, but being there was
Yeah, when you jump at those, you fly.
nice.
Which if I didn't want the final, the real beginning gun, I would have taken the machine gun. Because the machine gun's actually not too bad. Each of those do like 4
Alright.
damage.
So, I guess this would bring us to Captain Why Bother.